Yes, let us continue. So that exact part where we left from last session means I'm talking to recorded batch students. So now this part we have not done. 10.1b. What is 10.1b? It's the most interesting thing from this place of supply for goods. Okay, understand. Because other things were very obvious. I need not explain you that. In 10.1b, what happens? It is covering something called as bill to ship model. Which model? Bill to ship model. So you should understand first what is this bill to ship model. See, A sells goods to B. B sells goods to C. So how many transactions are there in this case? There are two transactions, 1 and 2. Agreed? A is in Maharashtra, B is in Kerala, C is in Maharashtra. Now tell me what will happen. A will send goods to B in Kerala and B will again send goods to C in Maharashtra. Does it make sense? It doesn't make sense. B knows na. B knows that his buyer is sitting in Maharashtra and goods are going to start from Maharashtra. So B will instruct A, means B will buy goods from A, but B will tell A that don't deliver me the goods. Deliver whom? C. Deliver the goods directly to C. Make sense? So what will happen? What will happen? A will make a bill on B. A will make a bill on B. Obviously, B has to pay A. So A will make bill on B, but A will send the goods to C. This is called as bill to ship model. So actually see, bill to and ship to, 1 2 is deleted. So it is bill to ship model. Now in this case, what is the place of supply? So government says we don't want the transaction between A to B to be decided as per 10.1a. We want a special provision for this. So this special provision is 10.1b. This special provision is 10.1b. Second transaction will be covered in 10.1a because supply involves movement of goods. When B sells to C, when B sells to C, actually goods have moved from where to where? From location of A to location of C. So that's why 10.1a can govern. But 10.1a can't govern transaction between A and B. Why? Imagine for B the goods are not moving. B is just instructing A to send the goods to C. When this unique thing happens, that there is such bill to ship involved, then you go and apply 10.1b. And in this case, the place of supply, so I'll tell you, A is supplier, you agree? B is, that way B is recipient of supply. But B is called as, what is B called as? Third person. In relation to this transaction, B is called as third person. And this C is called as what? Not recipient of supply, but only recipient. not recipient of supply, only recipient, because it's physically getting the goods. Because it's physically getting the goods. Now, in this case, they say place of supply is principal place of business of third person. What is the place of supply? In such case, place of supply is equal to what? Principal place of business of third person. So, what is the principal place of business of third person? In our example, A is in Maharashtra, B is in Kerala, C is in Maharashtra. See the logic. See the logic. It will be deemed that B has received the goods when C receives the goods. That is the logic. Again, the logic. For whom A is sending goods to C? For whom? A is selling goods to whom? No. A is selling goods to B. To fulfill the order of B, A is sending goods to C. So when C receives the goods, it is deemed that B has received. That is the logic. So logic is place of supply is principal place of business of third person as when recipient receives the goods. It is deemed that what? It is deemed that third person has received the goods. Make sense? Make sense? So, what is the place of supply in this transaction? Kerala. Location of third person, not recipient. Location of third person. Third person is in Kerala. And see in exam, if they want to ask section 10, any question, that will be 10(1)(b). They can't ask anything else. They can't ask you where supply involves movement of goods. It is place where the movement of goods terminates, where the goods terminate for delivery. It's very obvious. They cannot ask you in-flight service, in-flight goods. In-flight goods sold, place of supply will be where the goods are taken on board. They cannot ask you installation because it is that place where goods are actually installed or assembled. It is so obvious. If they want to ask you anything, it's this. For transaction between B to C, B and C, what is the place of supply? For transaction between B and C, supply involves movement of goods. Physically, goods have moved from where to where? From Maharashtra, from A's location to C's location. So actually, they have moved in Maharashtra. So place of supply will be Maharashtra. And when I was teaching this yesterday in another batch, then one of the student asked me question that I want to put forward before you and clarify. In this scenario, what if all three were in same state? What if all three were in different states? Doesn't make difference in applying 10(1)(b). Provisions are provisions. You have to apply them. Then you have to think that C plus S will apply or I will apply. That depends on two factors, LOS and POS. So POS will not think about whether C plus S will apply or I will apply. POS will do its work of deciding the place of supply. The other half work is to be done by location of supply. Understand? It is very deep. If this provision was not there, what would have been the problem? Imagine for a moment this provision is not there. What would have been the problem? Suppose when you are selling goods to A, A is selling goods to B, you are applying 10(1)(a). Supply involves movement of goods. You are applying that provision only. So place of supply will be Maharashtra only. Okay. Suppose it was not there. For a moment, assume it was not there. Hope you understand it. So place of supply will be Maharashtra for transaction between A and B. A's location is Maharashtra. A's location is Maharashtra and place of supply also would have been Maharashtra. There should have been charged CGST plus SGST of Maharashtra. And this bill I would have given to whom? Some person in Kerala would have been given this bill charging with GST, CGST and SGST of Maharashtra. B wants to further sell the goods to C. B should now, what B should do, you know? B should take ITC, but B will have to tear the bill and put in dustbin. He cannot claim ITC. He couldn't have claimed ITC. Why? Because A has charged CGST and SGST of Maharashtra, not useful for person in Kerala. So thankfully government has made such a provision where place of supply will be location of third person. So third person, even if he's in another state, there will be charged IGST and he can enjoy ITC. Friends, place of supply and ITC are very closely connected. We can tell you the topic like that. You'll understand, but you'll not get the depth of the topic. I will tell you one problem. Right now I'm in Karnataka, but what is my location? Maharashtra. Very good. I'm registered in Maharashtra. One very practical problem for which government does not have solution, and they should get solution in some time. If government opens some portal and asks that suggestions for GST changes, this suggestion I will give first. Listen carefully. Like they have right now opened a portal for inviting income tax suggestions for the rules, new rules they are going to frame. They have got new income tax bill 2025 and they are now framing new rules also in income tax. So they have opened the portal for everyone's comments and suggestions of the stakeholders. So if such thing opens for GST, this is first suggestion I'll give. See what is the problem. I visit West Bengal for taking lectures. Now they tell me that we will give you a fee which will be including your accommodation and everything. Means we will give you inflated fee, you manage your own accommodation and you manage your own travel. Clear? Now when I book ticket from Pune to West Bengal means Kolkata or Kolkata to Pune, place of supply is Maharashtra. Why? Because in the for the flight ticket, for the transportation of passenger service, when given to registered person like me, place of supply is location of recipient. So always it's Maharashtra. Even if I book a flight Goa to Bangalore, place of supply will be Maharashtra. So I have no problem in this. Wonderful provision. Problem is in Kolkata, I take a accommodation and I stay in the accommodation in Kolkata. When we go to section 12, place of supply of service, you will understand. Place of supply is where this accommodation is located. Where is the accommodation located? Kolkata. What will be the place of supply? Kolkata. What is the location of supplier? Location of supplier, not recipient of supply. Supplier means the one who is giving me accommodation service, means the hotel. Where is the hotel located? Kolkata. Place of supply, Kolkata. Both West Bengal. They charge with GST. This really a problem I'm facing. I have that invoice in my bag. I'll show you. They charge me CGST plus SGST. So if 1000 rupees per day's accommodation and 150 days I'm spending there, so I'm spending 1,50,000 on accommodation plus 12% GST. So 1,50,000 into 12% you calculate. Huh? Means how much is GST amount? 1,50,000 into 12%, 18,000. 9,000 CGST, 9,000 SGST of West Bengal. I have to tear the bill and put it in dustbin. I cannot take ITC of 18,000 because my location is Maharashtra. So see that problem which was there in VAT continues if you don't make good provisions of place of supply. In place of supply of accommodation, there is nothing like B2B or B2C. Means B2B, B2C means they don't have to check. Hotel doesn't have to check. They have given services to registered person or unregistered person. They have to make a bill charging CGST and SGST. So I never claim that ITC. It goes waste. It is my cost. Inappropriate provision. Because I am not staying there for fun. I am not staying there for any vacation. I am staying there for my, profession, for my business, for my, it is in course or furtherance of business I am taking that service. But I am losing my ITC thanks to bad provisions. So there should be a provision where you should give respect to when you are making bill to whom? Registered person. Then you should make place of supply as location of recipient. Otherwise, he will face such issues. Now you imagine you start a business and you need to have marketing done in 20 states in India. It's a Karnataka based business. You are registered in GST. You want to do marketing in 20 states in Karnataka. So you appoint different agents and you reimburse them. Means you book their hotel in 20 different states. 20 different states will charge their own CGST and SGST, which you will not be able to claim in state of Karnataka. Waste of so much money. Getting it? But only thankfully, this is the only place where problem exists. Other places they have made good provisions, like this one. This is a very good provision. They have taken care that place of supply will be location of third person. Third person means the one who is actually buying the goods, irrespective of where the goods are sent. Understood clearly? Importance. So now I think easily you will be able to tackle this. Now go to example based on whatever we have learned till now in your sums book. And very good news for you is today every solution is already printed. So after 2 days, 1 day's relief I will give you. Yesterday you did lot of sums. Hand must be paining. So already solutions are typed. Nice. Today I think this will continue. No? Any problem because of Thursday? Did you find it? I hope you found it, right? Yes, see this. So I think I will not be able to make diagram for you now. For this question number 1. It is there in front of you. Question number 1. Page number of PDF is about 54. Place of supply. Did you find all of you? The question starts with what? Who is the supplier? Kailash Traders. Can I call this as KT? For my understanding, KT. Kailash Traders, a dealer in furniture located in Maharashtra. So KT is of Maharashtra. Receives order from Ghansham Traders. What will I call Ghansham Traders? GT. Also in Maharashtra. The order is for supply of 250 chairs with an instruction to ship the chairs to Prime Hardwares PH in Tamil Nadu. PH is customer of GT. What is the place of supply of goods? So how many transactions? Those who are saying 3, explain me third. There is no third transaction. There are 2 transactions. How many parties? 3 parties accepted. But transactions are 2. Tell me who is selling goods to whom? KT is selling to GT and GT is selling to PH. I know you cannot see this, but if at all you are going to watch recording afterward, then this should be visible. No? So instead of me only speaking, I am doing the diagram also. But you can visualize the diagram now. KT is selling to GT, GT is selling to PH. Where is KT? Maharashtra. Where is GT? Maharashtra. Where is PH? Tamil Nadu. So far, so good. Now, so KT to GT is first transaction, GT to PH is second transaction. I will make a diagram for bill to ship. So if I make diagram for bill to ship, KT is billing to whom? KT is billing to GT and KT is shipping to whom? PH. So KT can be called as supplier, GT can be called as third person, and PH can be called as recipient. Good? So far so good. KT is in Maharashtra, GT is in Maharashtra, PH is in Tamil Nadu. For transaction between KT and GT, it is a bill to ship because KT is not sending goods to GT. KT is sending goods to PH. So in this KT GT, what is the place of supply as per 10.1b? Fantastic. So as per 10.1b, place of supply is location of third person, which is Maharashtra. As simple as that. So place of supply is Maharashtra. And for GT to PH, place of supply as per 10.1a. What it is? Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu. Now tell me step by step which GST should be charged between KT and GT. Identify location of supplier Maharashtra. KT's location is Maharashtra, and in that case place of supply is Maharashtra. So which GST? CGST plus SGST. And between GT and PH, IGST. Because location of supplier Maharashtra, place of supply Tamil Nadu. So there will be charged IGST. Understood? Can you go ahead and read the systematically how the solution is to be presented? Pay attention. Where till that start reading the solution. Where three parties are involved. That is to say a supplier, a buyer who is not recipient. Now you agree? Buyer who is not recipient. Clear, na? Which three parties are involved? Huh. Supplier, buyer who is not recipient, referred to as third person, and recipient who actually receives the goods on direction of buyer. A fiction is introduced. Fiction is introduced by 10(1)(b), whereby third person on whose direction the goods are delivered will be considered as recipient of goods, and place of supply is deemed to be principal place of business of the said third person. Okay, so there are following two parts to this transaction. Transaction between KT and GT. KT is supplier of chairs and GT is the buyer. Accordingly, KT bills transaction to GT and as per instruction ships the goods to PH. Over here, on instruction of GT, KT ships the chairs to PH located in Tamil Nadu. Here, GT is deemed to be third person. Therefore, place of supply will be principal place of business of third person, that is Maharashtra. Accordingly, KT shall charge CGST plus SGST while billing to GT, because location of supplier and place of supply is in same state, that is Maharashtra. That is, it is intra-state supply. And now transaction between GT and PH. Here GT is supplier. In transaction between GT and PH, GT is supplier and PH is recipient of supply. GT bills transaction to PH, and what GT does? GT tells, I have arranged for transport for you. Take this receipt of the truck, lorry receipt. He endorses what? GT bills the transaction to PH and endorses lorry receipt. That is, goods is shipped by truck, lorry truck, conveyance, which is carrying the goods. So goods are shipped in lorry by KT in favor of PH. This receipt will enable PH to take delivery of goods. In short, in this transaction, supply involves movement of goods. Hence, we apply what? 10(1)(a). So, place of supply will be Tamil Nadu. Location of supply is Maharashtra. Place of supply is Tamil Nadu. Two different states. There will be charge of IGST. It is an interstate supply. Mark this question, most important question of your syllabus. Not only this topic, most important question of your syllabus. Names? Oh no. I think today's session will, I will keep on doing like this, like, oh no. Yes. Those who watch only recordings will keep on wondering what I'm doing. Hmm. Understood now? Now go to next question. Go to question number 2. Are you there on question number 2? See, X Limited of Mumbai receives order from A Limited of Jaipur. So can I say X Limited of Mumbai is supplier? So please write at top of X Limited his supplier. He is of Maharashtra. Receives order from A Limited of Jaipur. So A Limited is recipient of supply. He is of Rajasthan. For supply of certain goods. Price quoted by X Limited being inclusive of freight, X Limited arranges for transport of goods to Jaipur. Does it matter who arranges transport? Doesn't matter. Delivery of goods is taken by A Limited at Jaipur. What is the place of supply? There is no other option. Place of supply is Jaipur. That is location of the goods where they terminate for delivery. Where is it terminating for delivery? Jaipur. That's it. It is Jaipur. According to which clause? Now you should understand place of supply of goods means 10 of IGST Act. Subsection 1 only matters. So 10(1) and clause A. How will you remember basic clause A? Most important clause B. Okay, and supply does not involve movement goods C. Installation D. This way. And is on board of a conveyance. These are the 5 clauses. 6 is also there, but I'll explain you that. But before that, focus on this 5. Would your answer be different if A Limited has arranged for transport of goods which are delivered to it by transporter in Jaipur? Absolutely no change. It is inbuilt in the clause that transportation may be arranged by supplier or recipient of supply or anyone. Doesn't matter. Who transports? Doesn't matter. What matters is where the goods are, yes, transported, where they terminate for delivery. So read the solution formally. As per 10(1)(a) of IGST Act, where supply involves movement of goods whether by supplier or by recipient or by any other person, place of supply shall be location of the goods at the time at which movement of goods terminates for delivery to the recipient. Since movement of goods terminate in Jaipur, Rajasthan, the place of supply shall be Rajasthan. If transport costs were agreed to be borne by purchaser A Limited and transportation of goods is arranged through transporter, the movement of goods takes place at the direction of purchaser, but movement of goods terminates for delivery to the recipient at Jaipur, so place of supply will remain to be Jaipur, same, Rajasthan. Next, don't see third question. It is related to services. Fine, so understood. Come to your provisions book. Remind me when power is back. I'll give you simple examples for your this 10 1. What clauses I couldn't give example here? 10 1 A to I gave, 10 1 B I gave, 10 1 C, 10 1 D, 10 1 E. I'll give you like 1 minute example for that. In writing, I'll give you. But go to now sixth point. Go to sixth point in your provisions book. It is your clause. Logically, what should be it? Which clauses we have covered till now? Till E has been covered. Logically, this should be F, but this is not F. This is not F. This is clause CA. Small c, small a. This is newly inserted. This is newly inserted. Amazing logic behind inserting this clause, but I don't know how it will be executed. Very nice clause. Assume that there is a unlimited, shop. There's a shop called as Unlimited, selling various clothes. So one day I decide I'll go to that shop and buy clothes. And I bought clothes worth say 3000 rupees plus GST. Which GST should they charge me? Now, actually, I should not be bothered with that, and I have no complaints on that because I cannot take ITC of that clothes. So I should not. Have no complaints what GST they charge. I'm least bothered. Unlike hotel, because in hotel bill I have to take ITC of that GST, but not of clothes and all because they are very personal, not being used in course or furtherance of business. Someone can argue they are used for business only. Yes, no. For taking lectures, we have to, you know, buy clothes, wear that. So someone may argue that it is for business, but credit is blocked. It is given in clause G of 17.5 that on such things don't take ITC. Okay, one friend of mine was saying that day that I bought blazer, that he bought blazer suit because he had to attend executive MBA at IIM, and that executive MBA at IIM will help him to develop connects, which will help him in his business. So he said, I want to take ITC of that suit also. I said, please don't take. Don't do these things because it's very personal, right? It comes in clause G. That way, everyone will take ITC of everything. I want to take ITC of specs also because I'm using specs while teaching. So there is no end of that argument, right? So you should restrict yourself. Now, point is, I went to that unlimited store and I bought clothes of 3000 plus GST. Which GST they should charge me? C plus S of Karnataka or I? Think logically. I am from Maharashtra, but will they ask me? I am just a customer for them. Whether I am registered or unregistered in GST, I am just a customer for them. They will do the bill at the counter. The end. Government says, government says in this clause CA, government is expecting something. Government expects shopkeeper to ask every customer, you are from which state? And if they find I am from Maharashtra, location of that shop is Karnataka, place of supply is Maharashtra. They expect, government expects them to give IGST bill. In this clause CA, that is the expectation. Don't know how this will be fulfilled. What is the control for this? Tell me. Will every recipient of supply be ready to give his address? Have you any time given your address to such a shop like Reliance Mart? When you went to Reliance Mart, did you give your address? At a grocery shop, did you give your address? At a medical shop, did you give your address? No. But here government expects, it's not mandatory yet, but government expects that supplier should collect address of recipient of supply and accordingly make a bill. If recipient of supply is of some other state, they should make IGST bill. But I'll tell you, for this to implement will take a lot of years. I had been to this Reliance Digital shop like Reliance Digital. I told them, see, I wanted genuinely to buy a laptop. I told them I want to buy a laptop. But before that, you tell me this was a shop in West Bengal. Before that, I asked them, before I start checking the laptops at your shop, you tell me if I finalize laptop and buy it, will you give me bill of IGST? They said no. So shop like Reliance Digital is not giving IGST bill. So how can you expect other shops to comply with this provision? You're getting my point? And they were not ready to listen to me. They said our system doesn't accept. So in short, they are selling only goods within state. They don't want to do any interstate supply because they expect only B2B, B2C buyers. C means end consumers, or B2B buyers from own state. They don't expect someone from other state to buy any electronic item in their shop. That's what they indirectly told me, na. So in 1 second I walked out of the shop. No sense, na. I can wait for 5 days, 10 days, or I can. There is something called as Amazon business. Amazon runs two variants. One is Amazon business. In Amazon business, you can put your GST number. From the beginning only I have put my GST number. So whatever I order, I am eligible to take ITC. So I will wait and I will order from Amazon business. I will get ITC. It's a big element. On 1 lakh laptop, 18,000 GST. So 1 lakh 18,000. If I buy from Reliance Digital in Kolkata, 1 lakh 18,000 I will pay and 18,000 will become my cost. 1 lakh 18,000 overall will become my cost. But same thing if I buy from Maharashtra or from some other store who is giving me bill of IGST, then I will be able to take 18,000 as my ITC. Okay, anyways, what are they expecting in this? Clause CA, small CA in bracket, did you write? For E point, sorry, for sixth point, they are expecting that in case of OTC supplies over the counter. Have you heard of this OTC supplies? What is OTC supply? You go to shop and you buy. That is OTC. You go to shop, you buy. That is OTC. Means you don't involve procedure of giving purchase order, then dispatching the goods. Such lengthy process is not involved. You go to the shop, you buy over the counter. Usually, this concept is used in medical shops. In medical shops, they sell two types of medicines. One is OTC, over the counter. Second is that one which need prescription of doctor. So that this terms comes from there, over the counter. There are two possibilities. What are two possibilities? Address of unregistered person is recorded in the invoice. So as a shop, you take efforts of asking customer his address. So actually it's not headache for customer. It is headache for the shop. And on the invoice you put his address. And they say putting only state name is sufficient. So what's the place of supply in this case? Location. Whose location? Location as per address of unregistered person. means location of recipient becomes place of supply. It has to be recorded in the invoice. Majority people will not take this effort. So what is the place of supply? If so address of unregistered person is not recorded on the invoice, then you can't let it go GST free. Place of supply is location of supplier. What has been followed from so many years? It is location of supplier. So he will of course charge you CGST plus HGST because location of supplier, place of supply is same. Getting it? Simply mentioning state of unregistered person instead of complete address would be sufficient. Yeah. This completes your section 10. Because what you see in 7th point is 10-2. Totally useless at our level right now. Useless, ठीक है ना? Not used more is useless. It's not a bad word. Okay. So 7th is what? If you cannot decide place of supply as per 10.1 A to 10.1 C, sorry, 10.1 A, B, C, D, E till 10.1 E, then you decide as per 10.2. But you don't decide. Government will frame some rules. So what is discussed to be determined in prescribed manner. And they have not given any rules yet. It's not that it's not applicable at your level, but rules are only not there. Provision is made. In future, if required, they will make the rules. So anyways, I should focus on 10.1a, 10.1b, 10.1c, 10.1ca, 10.1d and 10.1e. That's it. Now go to 12. In section 12, there are 14 subsections. 1 4. How many? 14. In section 12, I am saying there are 14 subsections. Out of 14, 1 is introduction. What we do with introduction? Nothing. As per section 12 of IGST Act, place of supply of services, where both supplier and recipient of supply in India shall be determined. That is section 12.1. So what you have to do with 12.1? Nothing. What matters? 12.2 to 12.14. So in short, 13 will be important. 1 3. Listen, so from 2 to, we should deal from 2 to 14. 12.1 is done, na? We should do from 12.2 to 12.14. Now see, from what angle we should learn them. I am waiting for this. Hmm. Pay attention. Pay attention. 100% pay attention. Do you agree that in some cases, I give you one example of accommodation service. In that case, did it matter that service is given to whom? Means whether it's given to registered person or unregistered person, it did not matter. So in 12, I can, if I want to study smartly, I can divide 12 in two categories. What two categories? Where whether B2B or B2C matters for deciding what? For deciding place of supply. B2B, B2C means what? But when I say this in GST terms, B2B means supplied to registered person and B2C means supplied to unregistered person. So whether B2B or B2C matters for deciding place of supply. And here what does not matter whether given to what given to service, whether service given to URD means unregistered or registered person in GST. Means it does not matter whether it is B2B or B2C. So what I am going to do? What matters? I am going to put here whether given to registered or unregistered person matters. I am going to put here. Does not matter. I am going to put on this side. Tell me one thing. There are thousands of services that could be given. Is it possible to make provision for all? Just impossible. So, subsection 2. See where I am writing. Where I am writing subsection 2? In which side I am writing? It matters. So, in subsection 2, it is about residuary. Means we are going to define what is place of supply for specific services from 3 to 14. From subsection 3 to subsection 14. If your case doesn't fall in 3 to 14, then it will be decided as per 2. For example, services given by CA, they are not defined in 3 to 14. So place of supply will be decided as per subsection 2. 3 is the one villain which I am talking about. It will fall where? Doesn't matter. You are giving to whom? Which service? It is services in relation to an immovable property. Like accommodation service, like construction service, like valuation of that immovable property, like architect service, interior designer service. Then 4. 4 is performance-based service. Where I am writing it again? Keep on observing. Catering, restaurant, grooming, healthcare, beauty treatment. Friends, where I am writing it? It matters or does not matter? Does not matter. I went in restaurant. I am registered or unregistered. Does not matter. And I'm okay with that. I did not complain about that. Because anyways I cannot take any ITC. It's very personal service of having a food. I can't say that it is in course or furtherance of business. So I never complained you about that. My complaint is only about accommodation. Five. Five is this here. Matters. Training services. Training services. Or performance appraisal. This is going to make things easy for you. Six. Six is admission to an event. What is six? Admission to an event. Event like what? Circus. Then this IPL matches is admission to an event. That is also service. BCCI will sell you tickets. So it's admission to an event or any park or any other place. Where did I write it? Matters or does not matter? Does not matter. Very good, no problem. Place of supply is where the event takes place. 7. What is 7? 7 is event management. Means organization of an event. Organization of an what? Event. Means event management or sponsorship service. 8. 8 is goods transportation. 9 is what is 9? Passenger transportation. See where I am writing. 8 and 9. Matters. 10. What is 10? 10 is services on board a conveyance. Like you bought goods na on conveyance. You can take services on board a conveyance. What services? You are allowed to carry 15 kgs baggage in your flight along with you. But you want to carry 20 kgs. You can pay extra and carry additional 5 kgs. Service on board a conveyance. Okay. So where did we write it? Doesn't matter. 11. Telecommunication service. What is 11? Telecommunication service. Can I tell you 12? 12 is banking service. 13 is insurance service. What is 13? Insurance service. And finally, 14. 14 is advertisement service. And to government. Advertisement services. Provided to whom? Provided to government. These are the services that are covered in 3 to 14. What cannot be covered in 3 to 14? You decide place of supply as per 2. Clear? So this is a map for you. Now we are going to start studying them. Today's agenda is only this much. Might we might end early. I think might. Shall we start with? We should not start with 2. We should start with 3. Why? Because whatever is not covered in 3 to 14 will be covered in 2. Na? What is 3? Huh. Services in relation to an immovable property. With me, all of you? With me, all of you? You could have easily missed some points, so I am telling you. There are 3 possibilities in this. Possibility number 1 is both. Sorry. Possibility number 1 is property is located. Property is located or intended to be located in India. Property is located or intended to be located in India. Where is supplier? Supplier is also in India. Where is recipient of supply? India. Where is property? India. Place of supply is equal to, place of supply will be where property is located. Where property is what? Located. Slash what? Where property is located or intended to be located. Why the word intended? I might be taking services of architect. So architect is giving me design for my property. My property is not yet into existence. So where property is located or intended to be located. Very obvious. But if property is outside India, then what? If property is what? Outside India, then what? Government says place of supply can't be outside India in this case. Supplier is in India. Recipient of supply is in India. Both are in India. We are in section 12. Only property is outside India. What is the place of supply? Place of supply is location of, whose location? Location of recipient of supply. Don't have to check location of property in this case. So automatically place of supply will be in India. Did you all understand? And what is last possibility? Property is located. Property is located or intended to be located. Property is located or intended to be located in more than one states. How can it happen? How can it happen that it is in more than one state? You see this highway. This highway comes from where? It is in more than one state. So if contract is given of constructing that highway, then place of supply will be not one state. Place of supply will be many states. So in such case, place of supply shall be each of the state. Each of the state in which property is what? Located or intended to be located. Make sense? Of course, it will be in some proportion. It will be in some proportion. Twelve three is important from exam perspective. Again and again, I have seen them asking question on this. See the sums on this. This question number 5. Question number 5. Are you all there on question 5? ABC Limited of Mumbai. See, your half of the thing will be done if you identify who is supplier, who is recipient of supply. So ABC Limited of Mumbai hires the professional firm of interior decorators. Who is supplier? Interior decorators is suppliers. ABC Limited of Mumbai is recipient of supply. To design its office in Canada. What is the place of supply? Place of supply cannot be Canada because it is outside India. What is the place of supply? Location of recipient. Location of recipient is Mumbai. Mark this, very important. So you know what? Let's fine tune it. Let's fine tune it. This was the main provision of section 12.3. This was a proviso. This is a proviso that if property is outside India, then place of supply is location of recipient. That's a proviso. And this is explanation. So know what is each thing. This is explanation. Because I would like you to write systematically. Now when you write, how will you write it? As per 12(3) of IGST Act, place of supply of service related to immovable property shall be place where property is located or intended to be located. This becomes your provision. But here provision will not apply because property is outside India. So it starts from however. Second point. However, if property is located or intended to be located outside India, place of supply shall be location of recipient of service. Hence, in given case, place of supply shall be Mumbai, being location of ABC. Clear? They have not asked you which GST. If they ask you which GST is to be charged, then understand LOS is where is supplier? Delhi. And POS is Maharashtra. Therefore, yes, interstate. Therefore, IGST. If asked, then only answer. Next, how will place of supply of construction services of a road to be constructed from Delhi to Mumbai covering multiple states be determined? So what will you say now? Yes. So what you will say that as per explanation to section 12(3) of IGST Act, don't by mistake write CGST, where immovable property is located in more than one state, place of supply shall be treated as made in each of the states in proportion to value for services separately collected or determined in terms of contract or agreement entered into in this regard, or in the absence of such contract or agreement on such other reasonable basis. What that proportion should be, that is the discussion. That proportion should be as determined in the agreement. That what is the length of highway in each state. So on the basis of that kilometers, you can divide. Okay, but anyways, crux is what? It will be each state. Okay. Therefore, place of supply of construction service of road from Delhi to Mumbai shall be in each of the state where the service is supplied. This completes your 12(3). What is 12(4)? Doesn't need explanation at all. But only thing is not any performance. Performance means I have named it performance based. But what performance we are talking about? Which services we are talking about? We are talking about restaurant, catering, personal grooming, fitness, beauty treatment, health service. I think fitness we have not written there. So please write fitness also. Here. Where? Here. Write fitness also. Thankfully we have kept a space. So friends, in this performance based, what is the place of supply? Huh? Where services actually perform. Location where services are actually performed. I go to a salon in Karnataka. They will charge me CGST plus SGST. And again, I have no complaints because I cannot take ITC of this anyways because it is very personal. So, see, where it does not matter, na, mostly what you have to understand, where B2B, B2C does not matter. Those are such services that government has selected where ITC is not allowed. Mostly, mostly. You will see this also in blocked credits. 17.5. ITC is not allowed for these cases. Most. Okay. So see one example. Question number 8. They are not worth even reading. See. I don't like easy things. See. Means where analysis is not involved. Miss X of Jaipur went on trip to Mumbai. She availed beauty treatment services in beauty parlor of Mumbai. You must understand now. That why I have given this already printed to you. No challenge at all. What is the place of supply? Place of supply is where the beauty treatment services availed, that is Mumbai. So 12.4. So these beauty parlors and all, they would have never seen IGST because their location and place of supply will always be same. So you'll write as per 12.4 of IGST Act. Place of supply of beauty treatment services shall be location where services are actually performed. Next. Till what we have done 12.4. So understand 12.5 is there now. It falls where? B2B, B2C, whether B2B or B2C matters. Now when it matters, your half work gets easy. Why it gets easy? When any of these services there where B2B, B2C matters, then you know supplier might have given that service to registered person, means it would be B2B or it would be B2C. When it is B2B, place of supply is fixed. What is place of supply? Location of perfect. It is fixed. So this half part is fixed. That's why I insist you that you learn 12, 2 to 12, 14 in sequence. And I'll make you learn that. So now 12.5, it was falling where? B2B, B2C matters. So 50% work is done. When provided to registered person location of ROS. Only one thing we have to see now. B2C. So can I do one thing? Can I write B2C cases here? So when training or performance appraisal services are given B2C, POS is where services actually perform. Means where training actually takes place. Location where services are actually performed. Clear, all of you? Is there any example of this? I don't think. I'll give you example. Write down one example of this. X Limited, X Limited, a a training academy provides personality development course. Which course? Personality development course to employees, to employees of Y Private Limited, to employees of Y Private Limited, registered in Maharashtra, registered in Maharashtra. Training takes place, training takes place at Kurg, Karnataka. Can you tell me what is place of supply? Huh? Place of supply is Maharashtra. Fantastic. Because you should focus on ROS. ROS is registered in Maharashtra. So ROS should not get disappointed. ROS should get ITC. So ROS should get IGST bill. So place of supply will be Maharashtra. So write down section 12, subsection 5 of IGST Act 2017 states that in case of training or performance appraisal services provided to a registered person, comma, place of supply, place of supply shall be location of such registered person. Hence, in given case, right full form, place of supply for training services provided to Y Limited registered under GST in Maharashtra shall be Maharashtra, even if even if training actually takes place, even if training actually takes place in Karnataka, even if training actually takes place in Karnataka. Clear on all of you? Okay, just for your understanding, since location of supply is Karnataka, yes or no? Isn't it? Supply is located in Karnataka. He is registered in Karnataka. Since location of supply is Karnataka and place of supply is Maharashtra, that is in different states. There shall be charge of dash. Yes, there shall be charge of IGST. Being what? Being interstate supply. Clear, all of you? Sub question to this will be what? What would be answer? What would be your answer if? What would be your answer if uh, the ROS in this case is not registered in GST? Then what will happen? Yes, then what will happen? If exactly as per section 12 subsection 5 of IGST Act 2017, place of supply of training services provided to unregistered persons shall be what? Shall be place where such services as a last option, such place where services actually performed. Hence, in given case, it shall be what? Yes, Karnataka, Kurk being location where training services supply. Being location where training services supply. Make sense? And for your understanding, since LOS and POS is in same state, that is Karnataka, there shall be charge of CGST plus SGS. So simple. Shall we go ahead? 12:06 now. 1 minute it will take to cover 12:06. What is 12:06? Admission to an event, location, amusement park. It will be place where this is located or where the event is actually held. Don't need to check B2B, B2C. So in this case, what is POS? Where event is held. Where event is held. Slash park is located. Very obvious, very obvious. Shall we check? Place where the event is actually held or where the park or the other place is located. See the sum based on this. A of Pune booked online. See, booked online for Tiger Safari of Ranthambore National Park and hired a jeep to be taken around for the safari. So what is it? It's a admission to the park, and one ancillary service is there. That is hiring of jeep. It's ancillary, it's compulsory, it's necessary. You cannot go around Tiger Park. For Tiger Safari, you have to hire a car, obviously. Determine place of supply of service. So it doesn't matter it is booked online. It doesn't matter A is of Pune. Place of supply is where that park is located. So there are two kinds of supply in this case. One is admission to the park and second is hiring of jeep. Ancillary service. Yes. For both of them apply 12.6. Place of supply of service by way of admission to an amusement park or other place shall be location of the park. So in this case, Ranthambore. So they'll give you an exam. It is in Rajasthan. And service of hiring of jeep is ancillary to service of admission to the park, as the same is provided to make visit, I should say possible, not convenient, to make the visit possible. Hence, provision of 12.6 shall apply thereon, and place of supply shall be Rajasthan. Okay, they will not ask you this. Favorite of institute here is 12.3, I told you, and the coming up 12.7. The most favorite of institute at final level and inter level is 12.7. That's the last thing we'll do for this session, and then take a good break. Please do 12.7 in very much depth. What is 12.7? They can test you on this, your detailed understanding. It is admission to an, sorry, it is organization of an event. So friends, tell me one thing. B2B, B2C matters or does not matter? Obviously, it matters. Logically also it's correct. Because event management service can be given to a registered person. So, in organization of event, there are two possibilities, B2B and B2B and B2C. I have to put a full stop to this understanding of B2B. In B2B, it will be location of what? Recipient of supply. No second opinion about that. All variation is where? B2C. There are two possibilities in this. In B2C, there are two possibilities. What are two possibilities? Event takes place in India. Event takes place in India. Event is in India. What is the place of supply? Location of event. Location where event. Yes, perfect. Location where event takes place. Makes sense. But if event is, in which case event is outside India? In B2C. In B2B, I'm not checking anything. In B2C is there and event is outside India. Like someone does a wedding, wedding outside India. B2C. Personal service. Destination wedding outside India. Place of supply will be location of huh? Recipient of supply. Understood? It will be location of ROS. See, if event was taking place in India, it was location where the event takes place. But if event is in multiple states, then. But in this case, if event in multiple states, then. If event in multiple states, then place of supply will be each of the state. POS will be each such state where event takes place. In some agreed. Okay, so what I want you to do is not directly jump. When I tell you event is in many states, don't jump and say each state. You will first see whether it is B2B or B2C and accordingly decide. So this is detailed analysis. So they just frame many questions on this. I saw TYK of CA final. Out of 14 questions, 4 questions were on this. So obsessed they are about 12-7. Got it? See now. So organization of an event, it is also given here. Same thing. Go to Sums book. Go to question number 9. I want to see your maturity in answering this ninth question. What would be place of supply of services provided for organizing an event? So I understand 12, 7. Say IPL cricket series which is held in multiple states. First, I should check whether the supply is given to registered person or unregistered. If given to registered person, place of supply is location of such registered person. So of course it's given to BCCI. BCCI is registered. It's a riches. What means? What should I say? It has a cash balance of some 20,000 crore rupees. It has sold IPL rights worth 48,900 crores for the upcoming season. So of course it will be registered. 48,900 crores. So someone did the maths that so many overs will be bowled in IPL matches. Each over is worth 3 crores. Okay. So richest sporting body in the world. All cricketing boards, if you put together, their revenue is not even half of BCC. Yeah, so 12(7) of IGST Act, place of supply of service in relation to organization of an event to registered person shall be location of such person. But if given to any other person, then where the event is actually held. So we have written both the provisions. In given case, assuming recipient of supply BCCI is registered, place of supply will be location of BCCI. If you assume it is unregistered, then it shall be location where event is actually held. But event is held in various states. So place of supply will be each such state in proportion. Without looking at solution, do this yourself. Means tell me, just tell me the answers for this. 13th question. Last thing for this session. See a final question asked in May 18 for 5 marks. GG Events, event management company. Can I say this event management company's supplier at Kolkata organizes 2 award functions for Kalyan Jewelers of Chennai, registered in Chennai. Friends, my question gets over here itself. I'm not even checking, even if event takes place on moon, place of supplies where that particular recipient of supply is registered, that is Chennai, irrespective of the fact that event is taking place in Delhi or Singapore, doesn't matter. Student who has not studied well will keep on thinking, oh, event is outside India, now what to do? You know the thought process. B2B or B2C. You eliminate unnecessary things. Second, Perfect Planners Bangalore is hired by Dr. Kelvin. Always, Perfect Planners is supplier. Dr. Kelvin is recipient of supply. Who is unregistered? Means if first was B2B, this is B2C. Based in Kochi to plan and organize son's wedding at Mumbai. What will be the place of supply? Huh? Place? How? To plan and organize son's wedding at Mumbai. Place of supply is where the event takes place. So place of supply is Mumbai. Why anything else? Will your answer be different if wedding takes place at Malaysia? Yes. Then it is, then place of supply is location of ROS. If it takes place in Malaysia, then place of supply will be Kochi. It is falling here. Event is falling here. And your first case, Chennai was falling here. And your next thing, that it was given to Dr. Kevin and marriage was to be held at Mumbai. It is falling here. Understood? Have a clear bifurcation in your mind. So please close your books. I want you to close the books and revise with me from 12:3 to 12:7 and 10:1A to 10:1E. Let's revise. All of you pay attention. Try to participate. What is 12:3? Service. See, 12:3 of course of IGST. Don't say RCM goods. No. That is of CGST. I'm asking you of IGST. So what is 12:3? Place of supply of services in case of immovable property. So what it is usually? Usually it is where the immovable property is located or intended to be located. But what if it is located outside India? Then location of recipient of supply. What if that immovable property is located or intended to be located in more than one states? Place of supply will be each such state in the proportion of the value of service provided in that state or in some agreed proportion. This is your 12:3. 12:4. 12:4 is what? Performance based service. Which performance, which services? Catering service, restaurant service, beauty treatment, fitness, personal grooming, healthcare. In this place of supply is location of performance, means where this service is actually performed. Okay, where this service is actually performed. 5. What is 12:5? Training service. For training service, B2B, B2C matters. So if given to registered person, location of such registered person. If given to unregistered person, where that particular service is actually provided. That is where that training is actually conducted. Then after 12:5, 12:6, what is 12:6? Admission to an event or park. So remember admission word. Admission you get by paying the ticket amount. So how to identify it's an admission related service? When you're buying a ticket. You buy a ticket for event or you buy ticket for some access to some park, amusement park like Wonderla or even for zoo. But for zoo, it is exempt service. You'll learn when we go to exemptions. So anyways, for this, what's the place of supply? Where that park is located or where that event is held. Then 12:7, organization of an event, B2B, B2C matters. So given to registered person, location of such registered person. Given to unregistered person, then it is what it is. Sorry, two possibilities. If it is in India, then where the event is actually conducted, where the event actually takes place. If it is outside India, then location of recipient of supply, means his address. Okay, and of course, if it is in India, in B2C case, in multiple states, place of supply will be each such state where the event is taking place in some agreed proportion. 10(1), of course, of CGST. Sorry, of course, of IGST Act. CGST Act is composition scheme, not yet done. 10(1)(a), supply involves movement of goods. 10(1)(b), place of supply in case of bill to ship model. So it is location of, yes, third person. Means principal place of business of third person. 10(1)(c), supply does not involve movement of goods. 10(1)(d), installation, where installation of goods is involved or assembly of goods is involved. E, what is clause E? Huh? Services on board a conveyance. Place of supplies where the goods are taken on the board. And 10(1)(ca). 10(1)(ca) is OTC sales. OTC supply, but remember, OTC supply to unregistered person. So place of supply is if that address of recipient exists on records of invoice, then location of recipient as per his address. If address does not exist, then location of supplier, and address will be sufficiently called if even if state is mentioned. That's it. Now increase the speed. Now quickly tell me. Don't tell me provision, tell me the content. 12(2), residual. 12(4), I am changing the sequence of asking you. 12(4), performance based. 12(7), organization of an event. 12(5), training services. 12(6), admission to an event park, etc. Getting it? So yes, till the day end you will remember everything. Weightage of this topic is minimum 5 marks and maximum also 5 marks. So 5 marks would be the weightage of this in your syllabus. Clearly you should be able to do it easily. Okay, so see you after the break. See you at 11:20. Okay, see you at 11:20. Thank you.